Hi, my curious learners. So once again, welcome back to your grammar sessions, and we are at your own favorite learning platform by now, Learn Forward, with your grammar book, The Grammar Hub for Grade 8 by Feather Cap. And the next topic today is chapter 5 of your book, in which we'll know in detail about auxiliary verbs. Are you excited? Let's start the journey. So let's start with the first one, says asking for and giving permission. So when you have to ask, seek permission or you have to give permission, what are the modal auxiliaries that you use? You use may, can and could. So all these three are used for seeking or giving permission. But what's the difference, children? These days we have noticed that whenever you talk even to your teacher, you seek permission, you say can. Can I come in, ma'am? But you know that is not the correct way, right? So these words, these modal auxiliaries will help us know what's the right way of seeking permission and from whom. So it depends. If you're talking to somebody, you are very much informal, like your mother, she is elder to you, your parents or grandparents, they are elder to you. So it's not a matter of age. It is a matter of relation. But do you think you have some formal relation there with your family members, with your friends? No. So when you are talking to somebody in an informal way and you are seeking permission, we use can there. Can is informal. And when you talk to somebody in a polite way, some stranger, and you are asking something, you are seeking permission, then in a polite way, you use could. And then third comes is may. When you have a formal relation with the person you are seeking permission, then you use the word may. So can I come in asking to the teacher is wrong, and we must say may I come in please. Okay, so may is a formal way of seeking permission. Preeti, Mama, I'm very hungry. So see, Preeti is talking to Mama. So do you think it's a formal or an informal relation? It is informal. So she'll say, can I eat these buttered toasts? Right? Now, mother, why not? You can eat all of them if you like. So she is giving permission and she's saying can. Because with your mother, you have an informal relation. Now, Vinay, to a neighbor. Now, with your neighbors, although you don't have any formal relation, children, but still here you need to be polite. You have to show your etiquettes there. So here if you are seeking permission, you must use the modal auxiliary could. So, could I use your phone please? So that shows your etiquettes, your politeness. So, with your neighbor, you will be using could. And your neighbor, Mr. Bhushan, says, yes, you are welcome. The third situation is Ritu. She's talking to her teacher and then she's seeking permission. She'll say, may I go to the medical room? May I go to the restroom? And then I am feeling giddy. So the teacher says, yes, please do. So did you see here? May when you are talking to your teacher, because there you have a formal relation with your teacher. Okay. So remember, can, could, may, all these three modal auxiliaries are used to seek permission or to give permission. But then what matters is what relationship you have. So that shows the mood of the speaker. So can is used for informal relation, could is used to show politeness, and may is used for a formal relation, right? For a formal permission. Now, when you are asking for things, when you are asking to take things from somebody, we use can, could, may, or will. Right? So what's the difference? Let's understand. To ask for things, we normally use can or could. So can is just like we have done here. It's in an informal way, but could shows your politeness. So when you are talking to somebody stranger, or when you are talking to your neighbors where you don't have a very informal relationship, so to show your politeness, we must use can or could. Can I have those pillow covers, please? So you are just asking for that thing. Could you pass the salt, please? So again, you are asking somebody to pass the thing, but then you are showing your politeness. So when you are asking for things, you can use can, could, And similarly, you can use may when you have some formal relation, you are asking for it. And then you can also use will there. Okay. Will is also possible in place of can and could. Fine. So moving ahead, we have possibility and ability. So when you are talking about the possibility of doing something, when you are showing the ability to do something, we use can, could, or be able to. What do you mean by be able to here? Be means be form. It can be is, am, are, was, were, depending on the subject in the sentence. Okay. So can, could are used to show the general ability. I can do it. And when you say be able to, that means you have got a particular situation where you are showing your ability to do something. We use can to say that something is possible or that somebody has the ability to do something. For example, if you say he can easily stand on his head, that means he has that ability. In general, he has the ability to stand upside down, to stand on his head. But we are not talking about that particular, about that ability getting an opportunity to do that. Okay, but you know he has the ability to do. A computer can make these lengthy calculations in seconds. So it shows that about the ability of the computer to do calculations so fast. Then the negative form of can, we all know it is cannot, or in short we say can't. I'm afraid I can't spare so much money, right? That means I don't have that much of extra money to spare. And be able to is possible instead of can. We can use be able to, like he is easily able to stand on his head, or a computer is able to make these lengthy calculations. So that shows the ability. Now can also has two forms. If you talk about present, we say can, and when you talk about past, we say could. So when I say she can do this exercise in 5 minutes, that means she has this ability at present, and she could do this exercise in 5 minutes. That means in the time gone, she had this ability, not now, right? So this is the difference in present and past. But what's the difference? Why do we use be able to? It is used to show the ability in all tenses. So sometimes it's necessary to use this be able to, like the engineers haven't been able to locate the fault. That means they were under that situation, but they could not. Okay. And I haven't been able to get a job. That means you are still searching for it. You are still into that situation. This is the difference. The can, could show the general ability, and be able to shows a particular situation one has been into. So it's not possible to use can in some of the sentences like this. Now could and was, were able to. So as I said, could is used for a past ability, and were able to will also be used in past. So could means a general possibility in the past. Like when my father was young, he could easily lift a 200 kg weight. That means he had the general ability of doing that. My father was able to lift a heavy box and carry it upstairs. That means he got that opportunity and he did that also, right? We could buy tickets in advance. That means you had the general ability to do, you got to do it. You could do it, general ability. But when you say there was a mad rush for the movie, that means in that particular situation, we were able to buy tickets. In that situation also. So here you will not say we could, because here you are not talking about the general ability to get the tickets. In that particular situation of mad rush at the window, you were able to buy the tickets in advance. So that makes the difference between can, could and be able to. And the negative couldn't can be used in all the situations. Could not. The short form is could. Now could and could have. Could refers to the present and could have refers to future. But there is no form. This is used in past. Sorry. Could refers to present and could have refers to past. Like I am so hungry, I could eat dozens of chapatis now. But if you say I was hungry and I could have eaten, that means in past you could have eaten, but you have not done that. So could have shows you had the ability, it was such a situation, but still you didn't do that. Like sometimes you say he had a bad accident, he could have hurt him badly, right? He had a severe accident, he could have hurt. That means the scenario shows he could have hurt, but thank God he was saved. He did not, right? So could have includes that situation also. That means it could have happened, but it did not. Okay, so this is the difference. Could is used in present and could have is used in past. The next is possibility. For possibility, we say may. We can also use might and could. But what's the difference? May shows the strongest possibility. Might shows a weaker one and could shows the least possibility of anything. For example, so this is the strongest, this is the weaker one, and this is the least possible. Okay, for example, if I say, where's your father? And you say he may be in his office, that means the chances are very high to get him there in the office. But if you say he might be playing tennis with Vijay, that means there are chances, but the chances are less. Okay, might be that Vijay has some tournament, he wants to make him practice. If he's not in office, then he might be with Vijay, just making him practice the game. And then could, that shows the weakest possibility. He could be in his classroom. That means we are talking about somebody and he could be in his classroom, although the possibility is very less. Could suggests the lesser possibility. Okay, even less than might. So you can just remember this in the same sequence: may, might, could. The strongest possibility, weak possibility, and the least possibility. Right? Okay. Now coming to next is maybe, might be, may have, might have. Now, if your question is, where is Renu? That means may, might can be used, because may shows more possibility and might shows a lesser possibility. So, she may or might be in the lawn. So, we can just interchange these, but not may and could. Okay, because this is the strongest, this is the weakest possibility. We can change these two, but not with could. Next, I cannot find my purse anywhere. So again, the possibility is you may or might have left at home. Chances are it can be a strong possibility, it can be a weak possibility. So we can just interchange if there is not much of the difference. Got it? Coming to next set is the necessity, or when there is some compulsion. So what modal auxiliaries do we use for such mood? Must, have to, have got to, had to, and had got to. And what is the difference, children? When we talk about must or have to, must is we are talking of something that you should do, but then have to shows some external forces there, some rules are there that are making you do it compulsorily. Okay, so that is making it necessary to be done. We use must and have to say that it is necessary to do. Yes, it is, but then for have to, you have some external pressure also, like you have to reach the school in time. If you don't, what happens? You get punished, you might be sent back home, right? So the rules are forcing you. You must put in real hard work if you want to do well. So that is my advice, my suggestion to you. This is what I think you must do. So when the speaker is using his own instinct to guide you on the track, then we use the word must. That means I feel it is very necessary for you to put in your best, to put in your hard work if you really want to do well. Okay, but there is no external force which is saying you to do it, right? But if you say you have to put in real hard work if you want to do well, that means there is an external force that is making you do that, right? So what do you see here? Must carries the speaker's personal feelings, but have to suggest that some external compulsion is there that is forcing that action to be taken. Understood the difference between must and have to? You must see this movie from the very beginning. So this is my advice. I think if you don't see that from the beginning, you will not understand, or you might not like it, or you might find it boring. But once you see it from the beginning, it goes like that. You'll find it very interesting. You'll not like to just switch over. Okay, so this is the speaker's feeling, and you have to reach the office by 9 a.m. because that is compulsory. The rules of the office, they are forcing you to be there. So it's still necessary, but you are following the rules here. My eyes can't stand sunlight. I have to wear goggles. So now it's not my personal feeling, it is the situation which is forcing me to put on the sunglasses. That is why I'm saying I have to wear goggles. I cannot avoid this. Again, making it necessary. Fine. Then must does not have a past tense form. Okay, so remember that. We can use it when we are talking about present or future, but not in the past. Like, we must call Satish now. We must call Satish tomorrow. So we can talk about must in present as well as in future, but not in past tense. But we can use have to in all the situations, in present, past, future, in all the three tenses. We can use have to. Like, I had to withdraw money from the bank. That was the need of time in past. I have to withdraw money from bank. That is the need of time at present. And I will have to withdraw money from the bank. That means it would get necessary for me to do it in the coming future. So have to can be used in any three tenses. Now in questions and negative sentences with have to, we normally use do, does. So this auxiliary, primary auxiliary is added when we are making it negative or interrogative. Like, do you have to stay back at home at school daily? So you are introducing do. When you talk about it in past, did the children have to come in the school uniform daily? So we are talking about this in past tense. So we are introducing do and did from our side when talking about interrogative sentences or negative sentences. And we can use have got to also instead of have to. It can be replaced, like, we have got to finish these drawings by tomorrow. I have got to buy these books before I go to school. Again, this shows compulsion. You have got to do it. So you can just use have got to in place of have to. They are replaceable. Fine. Now moving ahead, we have mustn't and don't have to. Mustn't is the contraction of must not. So that means you don't have to, it's not needed. But what is the difference again, children? Must not means you must not tip the attendant. That means it is not the right thing to do, it is prohibited. Okay, but then you don't have to tip means it's not needed, but even if you do, it's fine. If I say you must not carry an umbrella, it's not going to rain, it's not too sunny, that means it's not right to carry that load with you unnecessarily, right? But you don't have to carry umbrella, the weather is fine, but if you feel, you can carry it. So that marks the difference. You must not tip the attendant. That means it is necessary that you don't tip the attendant. It is not the right thing to do. It is prohibited. And you don't have to tip the attendant. That means it's not needed. But if you want, it's okay. There is no need to tip. But if you want, you can. So this is the difference between must not and don't have to. We still have more to learn in model auxiliaries, still more sets to do, and then practice exercises. We'll be coming up with yet one more session on auxiliaries, and then we'll be looking ahead for more interesting sessions. Till then, happy learning, children.